Have you ever felt like you are pushing a massive boulder up a steep and never-ending hill? You put your shoulder against the cold stone every single morning, straining every muscle in your body just to move it forward a few inches. You save your money, you skip the expensive dinners, and you follow all the traditional financial advice. Yet when you look at your bank account, the numbers barely seem to budge. It is exhausting to work so hard for decades only to feel like you are standing still in the same place. But what if I told you that there is a specific moment where that boulder finally reaches the top of the hill? What if there is a point where the weight shifts, the struggle ends, and that same stone starts rolling down the other side with a mind of its own? In our modern world of 2026, where the cost of living feels like it is constantly rising, understanding this moment is more important than ever before. Today, we are going to explore the wealth tipping point, that invisible threshold where your money begins to work harder than you ever could. We are going to look at the 3 specific stages where your life changes forever, moving from total effort to total freedom. Before we dive into these life-changing numbers, please take a moment to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us share these insights with more people who are searching for financial peace of mind. Also, leave a comment below and let me know if you currently feel like you are pushing the boulder up the hill, or if you have started to feel it get lighter. Now, let us talk about the beginning of the journey, which is often the most painful part for anyone trying to build a future. In the early stages of building wealth, every single dollar you possess is a direct result of your own sweat and time. If you have $10,000 in your account, it is because you chose to not spend $10,000 of your hard-earned salary. At this stage, the growth of your portfolio is entirely dependent on your contributions, while the interest you earn feels almost non-existent. If your $10,000 grows by 7% in a year, you have made $700. While $700 is better than nothing, it does not change your life, and it certainly does not pay your rent for more than a week or two. This is why so many people give up during the first few years of investing. They see the effort they are putting in, but they do not see the results they were promised by the glossy financial magazines. They feel like they are digging a massive hole with a small spoon, and the progress is so slow that it feels pointless. The legendary investor Charlie Munger famously said that the first $100,000 is a total nightmare. He was right, because at that stage, you are the only engine powering the machine. You are the one doing the heavy lifting, and the portfolio is just a passive passenger along for the ride. This is the excavation phase of your financial skyscraper, where you spend all your time digging in the dirt without anything to show for it above ground. But if you can stay disciplined and reach that first $100,000 milestone, something subtle begins to change in the atmosphere. As you move past the initial struggle, you enter the first tipping point, which I like to call the share the spotlight phase. Imagine that you are still pushing that boulder, but suddenly a stranger comes along and starts pushing right beside you. This stranger represents the compounding returns of your investments. At $100,000, a 10% return in the stock market adds $10,000 to your net worth in a single year. If you are also contributing $10,000 a year from your salary, you have reached a beautiful equilibrium. For the first time in your life, your money is contributing just as much to your future as you are. You are no longer the sole provider for your retired self. Your past self and your current self are now working together as equal partners. This is the moment where the momentum truly begins to build, and the hill starts to level out slightly. You might not be rich yet, but you can feel the weight of the boulder becoming more manageable. You start to see the power of the S&P 500 or your diversified index funds actually moving the needle. As we look at the economic landscape of 2026, we can see that those who reach this milestone are far more resilient to the fluctuations of the market. They have built a foundation that can withstand the wind and the rain of high inflation and shifting interest rates. The second tipping point is even more exciting, and it is the moment that most people dream about when they start their careers. This is the phase of cloning yourself. Imagine that your portfolio has grown to $500,000. If we assume a long-term average return of 10%, That portfolio is now generating $50,000 every year. For many households in America today, $50,000 is close to a full year of take-home pay after taxes. This means you have officially created a ghost worker who goes to work for you every single day. This worker does not need coffee breaks, they do not get sick, and they never ask for a vacation. While you are sitting in meetings or driving through traffic, your $500,000 is quietly earning a salary that matches your own. This changes your entire psychological relationship with your job. You are no longer working because you have to survive. You are working because you choose to, knowing that your lifestyle is already being funded by the momentum you built years ago. The fear of being laid off or the stress of a toxic boss starts to fade away because you know you have a backup engine running in the background. In 2026, having this $500,000 cushion is the difference between constant anxiety and quiet confidence. This is the stage where the boulder has reached the very edge of the peak. It is perfectly balanced, ready to tip over and begin its descent. The third and final tipping point is what we call the unstoppable momentum phase. By the time your investments reach $1 million or more, the math becomes almost mind-blowing. A 10% return on a $1 million portfolio adds $100,000 to your wealth in just 12 months. That is more than the vast majority of people earn in a year of full-time labor. At this point, your contributions from your salary become almost irrelevant. Even if you stopped adding money entirely, the sheer size of the portfolio would cause it to double to $2 million in about 7 years. This is the point where trying to slow down the growth would actually take more effort than letting it continue. You have created a self-sustaining machine that will likely outlive you. In the year 2026, reaching this $1 million milestone provides a level of freedom that is truly rare. 4% of $1 million gives you $40,000 a year, which, when combined with Social Security or other income streams, creates a very comfortable life. You have officially stopped pushing the boulder. You are now riding on top of it as it accelerates down the hill. But here is a warning that many people forget to mention. There is a psychological trap that happens when you reach these high numbers. After decades of being a disciplined saver and a frugal investor, it can be very hard to switch your brain to the enjoyment phase. Many people become broke millionaires, people who have millions on paper but still stress over the price of a gallon of milk or a bag of chips. They have spent so long pushing the stone that they forgot how to let go. In this year of 2026, with all its technological advancements and fast-paced lifestyle, we often forget that wealth is a tool for living, not a scorecard for winning. The goal of building wealth is not just to see a high number on a computer screen. The goal is to buy back your time and your freedom. If you have reached the second or third tipping point, you must give yourself permission to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You do not want to be the person who spent their entire life preparing for a future that they were too tired to enjoy. Focus on optimizing your life for happiness and security, not just for the maximum possible balance. Review your investments and make sure they are working efficiently, but do not let the pursuit of more money steal your peace. We must also acknowledge the environment we are living in right now in 2026. Market volatility is higher than it was in the past, and global events can shift the landscape in an instant. However, the laws of compounding interest and disciplined investing remain the same as they were 50 years ago. Those who try to time the market or chase the latest artificial intelligence stock often find themselves back at the bottom of the hill. The real winners are the ones who keep their heads down and continue to push through the slow years. They understand that the first 10 years of investing are about building the engine, while the last 10 years are about enjoying the ride. The path to $1 million is paved with boring choices and quiet patience. It is about ignoring the noise of social media and focusing on the long-term trajectory of your own life. By the time you reach the $1 million mark, you will realize that the most valuable thing you have earned is not the money itself. It is the discipline, the character, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you are in control of your own destiny. You are no longer a slave to a paycheck or a victim of economic circumstances. You have built a fortress that can protect you and your family for generations to come. As we navigate the unique challenges of 2026, remember that the math of wealth has not changed. Patience and consistency are still the most powerful tools in your arsenal. The first $10,000 is still hard, and the first $100,000 still feels like a nightmare. But the reward waiting for you at the top of that hill is worth every ounce of effort. Before we finish today, I want to hear from you. Which stage of the tipping point are you currently aiming for? Are you still working on that first 100,000? Or are you starting to see your money clone your income? Please share your journey in the comments so we can all learn from each other's experiences. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might be feeling discouraged. And do not forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology and strategy of building wealth in the modern world. We are committed to helping you reach your financial goals with practical and timeless advice. Thank you for spending your time with me today. The world of 2026 is full of opportunities for those who are willing to look beyond the immediate horizon. Remember, the hill is steep, but the view from the top is incredible. Keep pushing, stay disciplined, and I will see you in the next video.